Hey folks, it's Chef Kevin. So tonight I'm having a little meeting at my house with some neighbors, and I'm going to be making some sliders. Sliders are really good. It's a real good party food, and it's simple and it's inexpensive. So I'm going to make sliders two different ways. Watch how I do it. Okay, so let's make these sliders two ways. These are King's Hawaiian sweet rolls, pack of 24. They also come in a pack of 12. And I had to flip them over because they were sort of stuck to the cardboard lining. Now when you make sliders for a party, you want to make them all at the same time. You don't want to make them individually. That would just be too time consuming, too impractical. So the first thing you have to do is to cut them in half. Now that's my bread knife, but I realized it's too short. So I have my longest French knife, and that ended up being too short as well. Because what I had to do is cut them from 4 sides. Now the key is to keep the rolls close to the edge of the countertop, and this way the knife can be truly horizontal for a clean cut. So I'm flipping around. Now this ain't my first time I've done sliders, but this is the first time in a long time I've done sliders. So I was a bit rusty. Now the second set of sliders I cut in a more practical way, which I'll demonstrate shortly. I mean, it worked out okay. And there you have it. So I'm going to add some Duke's mayonnaise. I really like Duke's mayonnaise, and I didn't realize Duke's even existed until I moved down here to Virginia a year and a half ago. And they make other nice products as well, other than mayo. So a nice thin coating. This will add some taste. The more taste, the better. Now this is my pastrami. I got this from a local farmer's market. So I'm going to put one layer on, making sure everything is covered. You don't want to bite into a slider and there's nothing there. Okay, now it's time for the cheese. And the cheese that I'm using is a baby Swiss cheese, Food Lion. Down here on the eastern shore of Virginia, this is not exactly the gourmet capital of the United States, that's for sure. But Food Lion is pretty decent. So I'm going to put down one layer. And now I'm going to put down a second layer. These are going to be nice and cheesy. Now sliders are real nice party food because they can be eaten in just a couple of bites. which is the way hors d'oeuvres or appetizers should be. This way you can sample others as well and not just fill up on one particular item. Okay, 2 layers of cheese and now another layer of pastrami. This pastrami is really so good. Okay, and one more layer of baby Swiss. Breaking out some more cheese here. Okay, I'm going to cover them up, but that was a slight mistake because I forgot to put the onions on top. But I realized that shortly after. So here I took the tops off, and now I'm going to add the sliced onions. And these onions are super thin. You don't want to put on a thick piece of onion in this situation. And these I cut on a mandolin. And I'll show you that in a second. I'm sure you know what a mandolin is. If you don't, then you just learned something. I didn't want to put too much on because I'm not quite sure if these people are really into onions. I'm definitely into onions. That's the mandolin there. That's the best tool to get consistently cut vegetables. So now I'm placing the tops back on. And I'm just going to cover these loosely with a piece of tin foil since I'm not ready to put these in the oven yet. Now this is my second set of sliders. So the first thing I did is I cut them in half. So I have 2 sets of 12. And I'm cutting from the side that has 4 rolls. And that was sort of a mistake as well. But it was still a lot easier than doing it cutting them in half earlier. Okay, not too shabby, eh? Okay, now these I cut from the 3 side. And it was just so much easier. I could just put the knife right through that, no twisting around and stuff. So that's the way to do it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to place them in a sheet tray. It's much easier to build these in a sheet tray because if you build it outside of a tray and then try to put it in the tray, it's very dicey because it's heavy, it's fragile. So here's my sheet tray, and I'm going to put a piece of tin foil down. And that'll just help with the cleanup. Okay, once again I'm going to put down a thin layer of Duke's mayonnaise. Okay, now this is Black Forest ham. And this is from the same local farmers market. Down here in Virginia, we really do ham quite well. So there you have it. One layer of ham, and then I'm going to put on a layer of cheese. And now another layer of Black Forest ham. This ham is so tasty. Nice smoky flavor to it. Okay, one final layer of cheese. In the meantime, I have the oven heating up to 400 degrees, and this will take about 25-30 minutes. Put the top back on. So I'm just going to loosely cover this with foil. I'm not quite ready to put these in the oven. Okay, so now I am getting ready to put these in the oven. These are the ham and cheese sliders, and what I'm going to do is top these off with a commercial pesto sauce. Yes, that's okay to use in this situation. So I'm spooning it on, and now I'm going to spread it out, make it nice and even. Now this has olive oil in it, and that'll make the tops nice and brown. And the pesto also has Parmesan cheese in there, and some garlic, and parsley, and some other herbs, I'm sure. So I'm going to wrap these I'm going to wrap these fairly tight in tin foil, and that'll prevent the tops of the buns from burning. Okay, that's ready to go into the oven. Okay, these are the pastrami sliders, and I'm going to top that off with butter that's been infused with garlic. and the butter will make the buns nice and brown on the top. And the garlic really adds a lot of flavor. Make sure they're all evenly coated. Very nice. And same thing, I'm going to wrap these fairly tight in foil. Very nice. Thumbs up. Okay, so these are cooked 25 minutes, 25-30 minutes. And the best way to cut these is not in the metal tray because the knife will not cut through. Put them on a cutting board. Okay, these are pretty much ready to serve. Nice and cheesy. Well, I hope these people like it. Okay, folks, hope you enjoyed my sliders two ways, and if you like it, then throw me a friggin' bone here.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.